Hi friend, a new one again. The Suicide Squad 2021 movie explanation. English I'm doing. Brian Durland's Savant, Michael Rooker, is in his break room at Belle Reve Penitentiary, throwing a ball around at targets that he has meticulously set up. He even utilizes his skills to murder a canary by bouncing the ball off the walls. Amanda Waller, Viola Davis, then pulls him away as she assigns him a Savant is assigned to Task Force X, the Suicide Squad, which also includes Blackguard, Pete Davidson, Captain Boomerang, Jai Courtney, Weasel, Sean Gunn, Mongol, Mailing Eng, Javelin, Flula Borg, the Detachable Kid TDK, Nathan Fillion, and Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie. The squad heads to the island of Corto Maltese for their mission, led by Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman. Weasel falls into the sea upon arrival and drowns, presumably because no one realized he couldn't swim. When the squad lands, Blackguard emerges and explains that he was the one who led them to the mercenaries waiting for them on the beach. He has his face blown off as a result of his misdeeds. Boomerang uses his iconic weapon to hack some heads off while Harley rushes in blasting. The arms of TDK pop off, allowing him to utilize them as ineffective weapons. In retaliation, the mercenaries kill TDK and Javelin. Mongol tries to pull a chopper down, but it crashes, killing her instantly. Boomerang gets pierced by wood and then shredded by the blades of the chopper. While Savant tries to leave the commotion, Harley and Flag become missing. Despite Waller's warnings, she detonates the bomb in the back of his head, which explodes. She then dispatches her second crew to complete the task. 3 days before Amanda Waller seeks out Robert Dubois Bloodsport, Idris Elba, a ruthless mercenary tasked with putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet. Bloodsport's adolescent daughter Tyla, Storm Reed, who is facing prison time for stealing, gives her leverage against him. Tyla makes it plain that Bloodsport was a poor father as the two dispute loudly. He attempts to frighten Waller into releasing Tyla, but she introduces him to her other recruits, including Christopher Smith Peacemaker, John Cena, a patriotic mercenary, Cleo Cazo Rakature II, Daniela Melchior, who has the ability to control rats and keeps one named Sebastian close by, Nanoy King Shark, Sylvester Stallone, an underwater prince with a taste for human meat, and Abner Krill Polka Dot Man, David Dastmal. Waller briefs the crew on the situation in Corto Maltese, explaining that the country was usurped by a dictator named Silvio Luna, Juan Diego Botto, and his right-hand man General Mateo Suarez, Joaquin Cosio, after the presidential family was executed. They're working out of Jotunheim, a Nazi-era research center, where they're carrying out deadly experiments code-named Project Starfish. The squad has been tasked with tracking down Dr. Gaius Greaves the Thinker, Peter Capaldi, who can lead them to Jotunheim and destroy whatever is going on there. We cut to the building where Luna and Suarez are admiring their work, a massive alien starfish. Team 2 is still making their way through the jungle when they come across a bunch of mercenaries who they assume are working with the military, so the squad murders them before they reach the camp, where Flag is hanging out with his contact. Sol Saria, Alice Braga, a dissident whose group, the Freedom Fighters, is attempting to reclaim Corto Maltese from Luna and Suarez. Unfortunately, her group was just slaughtered by the squad. When the crew emerges from the forest, they find Polka Dot Man shimmering in various colors. He says that his condition arose as a result of his mother's work at Star Labs, where she experimented on him and his brothers in order to bestow superpowers on them. His disease causes him to drain the dots from his body or die, and he considers all of his adversaries to be his mother before murdering them. Flag demands that they rescue Harley before traveling to Jotunheim. Harley has been kidnapped by Luna's men, but he takes her to his chamber to woo her because she is viewed as a symbol of anti-American chaos throughout the country. He charms Harley at first, and he even begs her to marry him. When he announces his plan to use whatever is in Jotunheim to destroy anyone who threatens his dictatorship, even if it involves killing children, it becomes clear that he is serious about his goal. This irritates Harley, and she kills Luna, prompting his men to apprehend and arrest her. Sol's contact Milton, Julio Cesar Ruiz, takes the squad to a bar named La Gatita Amable, where they will meet Thinker. On the way there, Rakature inquires of Bloodsport as to why he is terrified of rats, as he is constantly recoiling around Sebastian, despite Cleo's assertion that he sees the good in Bloodsport. Dubois claims that his father once punished him with rats, which caused him to have a fear of rats. When he asks why she is so drawn to rats, she explains that her father, Rakature I, Taika Waititi, taught her how to control them, while also treating them like family. However, he was a drug addict who overdosed when she was a child. Bloodsport and Rakature make a commitment to each other that they will save each other. The squad arrives at the bar, but Nanoy must remain behind because he will stand out. Before they see Thinker, the squad drinks and dances. They catch him, but the military enters to inspect everyone because they believe there are Americans present. Rakacher is sent outside with Thinker while he, Peacemaker, and Polka Dot Man are all taken in by Bloodsport. Before their vehicle is run off the road, the three subdue the gunman and kill the driver on the road. With Thinker in tow, Rakacher, and King Shark. Meanwhile, Harley is being tortured for information by Suarez's men, but she refuses to budge. When she is alone with his guard, she snaps his neck with her legs and runs away. Harley then goes on to shoot down Suarez's guards before grabbing some blades and javelin and slaughtering the guards. Outside, Flag leads the squad to Harley's rescue until she arrives and joins them. They then summon Thinker and instruct him to transport them to Jotunheim. Thinker takes the squad to the beast he calls Starro the Conqueror once inside and after Milton is dead. Peacemaker and Nanoy planted bombs throughout the city. Because the US government has been secretly sponsoring Corto Maltese for decades, Thinker explains to the squad that the experiments involving Starro were orchestrated by the US government. Starro also emits miniature starfish that attach to human faces and take over their bodies like zombies, and the facility is littered with the bodies of Starro's other victims. Starro manages to break free and grabs Thinker, ripping him in half and splattering him all over the place. Flag tries to secure the hard disk with evidence against the American government in order to bring it to the press, but Peacemaker, acting on Waller's orders, turns on him. Flag nearly chokes Peacemaker to death, but he is saved by a piece of a broken sink, which he uses to stab Flag in the heart. While Peacemaker tries to kill her, Rakacher notices this and snatches the flash drive. While Bloodsport, Harley, and Polka Dot Man fight to survive the disintegrating facility, Nanoy comes upon small fish that mirror him until their aquarium is broken and they begin to leech onto him. Bloodsport makes it over several stories before landing and witnessing Peacemaker preparing to execute Rakacher. The two mercenaries pull their weapons and fire at one another, with Bloodsport's bullet piercing Peacemaker's and striking him in the throat, knocking him out. Suarez's men shoot King Shark outdoors, but he rises and eats the head off one of the gunmen before the rest of the squad flees the complex as Starro breaks out. It then releases additional starfish, which kill Suarez and his men before moving towards the city. The evidence has been obliterated, so Waller proclaims the job complete, but the surviving members want to defend the city. Waller threatens to detonate their devices and kill them on the spot unless Flo Crawley, Tinish Kajiz, her subordinate, brains her with a golf club and has the rest of the squad lead the squad to save the city. Simultaneously, Sol and her crew execute the regime's remaining members in order to perform their coup and reclaim their country. While Bloodsport blasts at Starro, King Shark goes nom-nom on the alien and proceeds to bite into it. Polka Dot Man sees Starro as his mother and uses his polka dots to burn Starro's leg, but he is crushed by the alien. Rakacher tries to summon the rats with her beacon, but Bloodsport knocks her aside before she is murdered. She then uses the signal to summon nearly every rat in the city to kill the infected citizens and begin hunting down Starro. Harley then throws the javelin into Starro's eye, breaking through just as the rats make their way inside and rip Starro out from the inside, killing it and saving the city. Tyler recognizes her father as a hero after hearing about the squad's heroics on the news. Bloodsport approaches Waller and threatens to disclose the evidence from the laboratory to the public unless she lets the team and Tyler go. She reluctantly accepts and orders the chopper to return them to their house. Sebastian creeps onto Bloodsport's leg and begins to pet the rat while the squad relaxes. Mid credits scene, Weasel is still alive and begins exploring around the Corto. Post-credits scene, John Economos, Steve A.G., and Amelia Harcourt, Jennifer Holland, two of Waller's employees, are escorted to a chamber where they discover that Peacemaker is still alive because Waller wants him to save the fucking world, as Harcourt puts it.